yes, you can do everything yourself, but who's going to pay you for your time, right? I mean, if there's something that you can pay for some professional services that can make your job easier, make your business run smoother, go for it.
So, hi Ian.
Hi.
Welcome to our podcast. So, I know you have like few businesses going on. Can you like briefly go through like what businesses you have right now?
Currently, I have a gym, Hustle Fitness, and also I recently invested in a cafe startup at Lintas called Commune Coffee.
Can you briefly like introduce like why did you started these two businesses?
Out of passion, that's first, because I was very early on. I was already into fitness. I got my first coaching certificate when I was in 2013. So I got into coaching since then. And that's for the gym part. On the other, for the cafe, I guess I just really love coffee. And also I see there's an opportunity for this industry to continue to grow. So yeah.
Do you think like passion is the drive to start a business, or should you start a business without a passion and that's fine too?
Of course it's fine, but it's definitely easier. I won't say easier, but I guess much more motivating when you're starting something out of passion, something that you actually believe in, that you really would enjoy doing. Once you start doing something, you probably won't love it as much. It's just like, training and running a gym is two different things.
That's right.
Yeah, but obviously it grew out of passion because you kind of into training already. That's why you want to start your own gym. So yeah, it helps because if you love what you do, then you definitely can do it a lot longer. Yep.
What's the motivation that you think that makes you start this fitness business?
It was back in 2012 when my friend, he was a pilot graduate, and at that time it was quite hard for him to get a job. But we both were into fitness, so we got into coaching. We just thought, why not? Let's just try this coaching thing. So we went to get our certificate in Singapore, and we started coaching. Just have like a very casual class in Sutra Harbour. We just rented a tennis court and just charged very cheap, and it was surprising that we got pretty good response back then.
How much did you charge back then?
It was not much, man. It was like less than 20 per session. That got us to discover our love for coaching. Look, it's hard. Like for me, I'm a bit of an introvert, so with people it's a bit harder for me. But I never knew I would enjoy the positive interaction that you get between the coach and the trainee. Yes, you always have this positive interaction going on, compared to, let's say, my full-time job back in the day, which is different. You have negative and positive things happening throughout the day. But when you are more like an educator or you're a coach, a trainer, people come to you to seek your help.
Yes.
You give them knowledge, training. In return, they give you their effort. So it's a very positive interaction, and that made me enjoy coaching a lot. Yeah, so that kind of drove me to start the gym.
How long did you start the gym?
Since 2016. So this is our 9th year now. In December will be our ninth anniversary. Yep.
And for Commune?
Commune's only been less than a year, actually. Yeah, been less than a year.
So let's focus on Hustle Fitness,
Okay.
since you have started that. So can you tell us more about like, did you partner with anyone, or did you started this alone, or did you have this idea and you just like straight away go into it?
No, I have partners actually. And in fact, it was one of my partner who actually suggested this at first. I was a bit, hesitant to start the gym, because at that time the industry is very unpredictable. I enjoy coaching, but owning a gym is a different thing. So he convinced me into it, and of course we worked together on the concept and everything. So yeah, I was lucky to have two other partners who were very supportive when we started this.
Let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when you switch from like working
Yep.
to owning a business, what is that mental state?
So when I started, I was still working, which is one of the mistakes I made actually, thinking that you can do this part-time. I only just went full-time focusing on my business 2, 3 years ago. I think that was like 2025, I think 2023, when I really got into it like a bit more full-time. Yeah, and I never regretted my decision since. Yeah, yeah. I wish I did it earlier, to be honest. Yeah.
So meaning like your business is part-time?
Yes, correct.
And you have a full-time
I have a full-time job,
and
yeah.
how did you manage and juggle these two?
I guess I was younger then. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
It was hard.
How young was that?
When I started, I was, 2016, I was 26, is it? Yeah.
Okay.
So I had more energy back then, but it's a lot of time because after work, I have to rush to the gym. And then you stay till like 9:30, 10. That's like an everyday thing. Then I stay back to train as well. So, and I live pretty far, like a 30-minute drive
Okay.
from our gym location. So that was like almost every day, like Monday to Friday. I had to do that for at least a year until we got like a coach to help me out. Yeah.
So for about a year and then you started like hiring coach.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about what is the ugly side about starting a business nobody told you, because you went straight into building a business without knowing like much of it, right?
Yep.
I'm assuming that.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
Well, there's a few things. One is you can get into it without experience. I wish I had more experience, to be honest with you. Yeah, I wish I had more experience before I started. I wish I had seek more industry experts before I started, to prepare me better for the challenges ahead. That's one. Second is thinking that you have a flexible schedule. Yes, you can. You have a choice to, but you're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities. So it's having a business, even like yourself, it's almost like a 24/7 thing if you want it to do well.
Okay, so can you share a moment when you thought like, damn, I wasn't ready for this?
Whoa, honestly, in the first year I already felt that. Yeah, I felt like, okay, I can't do this part-time. It's harder than I thought. I wish I had more help. Because I was running operations, I was also doing coaching at the same time. And then obviously you have your partner's expectations and whatnot, but obviously they were quite understanding, from the start. Those were the challenges from the early stages.
So when you just started Hustle Fitness, you straight away like have to run like a studio, right?
Yes.
How did you overcome that? Like, do you think like there's a need for physical space, and how did you go through that, like with the financial budget and
We want to find a strategic space, of course, like a satellite location within the city center. But obviously rent will be an issue, and we need sufficient amount of space as well. So those were our challenges. And lucky enough, we found our current space. We were given a pretty good offer back then because we were the only tenants. And I'm glad we actually chose that space, and it has been our space ever since. Yep.
So how did you fund Hustle in the beginning?
From our own savings, actually.
Do you mind like telling us like how much did you take out from your own savings, and how much did you have in your capitals for your business?
At that time, the total investment is about 160,000. Yeah, when we started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of you are equal, or like?
No, there are majorities. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be more towards like the operation.
Yes, more focused on operations.
And any sacrifices that you need to sacrifice to make it alive?
Time, for sure. It's probably the biggest sacrifice at the start, because we had to manage our expenses, and at that time I'm already a coach, so I thought I could do everything myself. So yeah, that's probably the biggest sacrifice.
Okay, so that time you're basically using your time to like exchange with the business.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so do you ever feel like quitting? Do you have any challenges in specific throughout the years that you feel like you just want to walk away?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, more times than I can imagine, actually. But I'm glad I didn't. One of the toughest ones is definitely the pandemic time. I think for everyone in the fitness industry, that was the worst period. That was like 2 years of like pretty much you're not making anything at all. You start one month, then you close the next month, that kind of stuff. So that was like the edge already. Me and my partners were all at the edge. Like, is this it? Like, can we actually recover from this? Because we already exhaust whatever savings and funds we have within the business at that time. That's probably like the toughest stage we were at.
What did those?
Yeah.
Did you have to fund more capitals into the business?
Fortunately, no. Yeah.
So whatever that you started with, like the 160K,
Yeah.
and you just like used it and like
Yep.
go on a cycle.
Yes.
Okay. Cash flow, feel like, did you lose sleep over that?
Yes. It wasn't very healthy for the first 6 to 7 years. So it was definitely tough. But again, we manage our expectations. We know that the industry is very unpredictable. We have good turnouts. It's just that to really get that, I guess, that balance between your fees and your turnout and also your schedule, as in the class schedule, is the tricky part. So at that time also we didn't really push for personal training, even though that was like from the start, that's something that we knew we were gonna eventually focus on. So when I started the space, personal training is actually one of the main thing. In the first few years, it was not, it wasn't received that well yet, but surprisingly after the pandemic, personal training demand just grew like a lot. So that kind of gave us a good turning point.
How long did it take to be profitable in Hustle?
Break even, talking about 6-7 years. Yeah.
7
Yep.
years.
Including the pandemic time, about 7 years.
And that is almost after pandemic?
Yeah, including that period.
Including
Yeah.
that period.
Yep.
So what made the difference, like before pandemic and after pandemic?
I think it was a blessing in disguise in a way. People are a bit more, I guess, conscious about health. The demand grew a lot. And at that time, we already established a personal training services. So it was all about timing and also what we were offering at the time. Social fitness has always been a major thing here, right? We always believe in it, and we also understand why people enjoy social fitness setting. But at that time, personal training spaces is very limited in KK. I could only think of maybe one or two when we started this. So again, it was just the demand just shifted after the pandemic, which is a good thing. People are more conscious about health. People are more aware about strength training, and that changed everything for us.
Have you ever felt like burnt out and like working on both businesses, so with Hustle and Commune, and how did you overcome it?
Currently, because I just started Commune, so I'm in a better space now. I think the earlier days is when I was probably burnt out, but I didn't really accept it myself. I already didn't really understand it myself. I guess I was always on the fight or flight mode. Just keep going. Like, I have a full-time job as well. It was like a 7 to 5 job, and then that's like a 6-day a week job. Just keep going. We never had the time to actually think about, am I okay, that kind of stuff. But then the pandemic came and everything stopped, right? Everything had to slow down. You had to slow down. Then you start to think like, okay, maybe you have a problem.
Okay.
Like me, myself, I have a problem that I have not addressed for a very long time. So I guess that was the point where I need to make some changes, for my own well-being. Yep.
How long did it take you from working on full-time and part-time in your business and like really give up your full-time and like resign from your full-time and come to
12 years.
12 years?
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts when you are juggling on both sides, like part-time and full-time?
Of course, it's the anxiety, right? Because I never had enough confidence in my business, which is again a wrong thing I think for most business owners. You should always be confident in your product and your services, and if you start something, put more effort. I wasn't confident enough, so that's why I kept with my full-time job. I mean, it gives me of course, I also enjoyed my full-time job. It gave me a sense of accomplishment, right? And that was my trade. But yeah, so eventually, I just knew that okay, I need to make the decision.
When is the exact point that made you think, okay, let me resign?
I always believe that you shouldn't, comfort makes you weak. You shouldn't be so comfortable because we were doing okay. The business was, right after the restart, it was doing okay. Our revenue was quite healthy, but we cannot leave it as it is. I also have to think about, like, you can't just run the business and let it just be how it is, not trying to grow it and see the potential of it. Also, I have a young coach with me, and I think about him as well. Like, I want him to, continue to do this for as long as possible. This is a very young, passionate guy, and of course for my partners who believed in me. So that's when I know, like, okay, I need to do something to at least see how far we can go with our current space, and if there's an opportunity to scale, at least we have to first see, like, have we done everything we can with the space, and this is the most we can do. Okay, then we know it's time to grow. Yeah.
So if for anyone that is working full-time right now and is trying to start a business, what is the best advice that you would give them? And like saying, what is the exact point where I would resign and like really fully focus on my business and be confident in it and just take the risk?
Okay, I won't say quit the job. Definitely no. I feel like experience help. That's one. Take your time. When you get into something, really do your homework. If you have, it better if you're also from the industry, I would say. Then you know better. That's one. Second is don't think that you can do everything yourself. Yeah. Have enough help. Even your partners, your investors, if they can contribute more, the better. Look, there's a lot of investors out there, I'm sure you can find, but there are not many operators out there. So that's something that whoever who wants to start and run the business, they have to really think about. The exact point when you think that you can commit to it more is when you see growth. That's obviously a good indication, right? You see, oh, it's healthy now. I guess it's time for me to put in more effort and see where we can go from here, right? But obviously, if you have enough help, you have a very well structured team from the start. That's why experience come in. If you know that, okay, I want to do this part time, you always need enough help that you can delegate your tasks to, right? So I wasn't experienced enough to know that back then, and of course financially we don't have enough at the time.
So back then everything you had to work on your own.
Correct. Yeah.
And at what point did you find like, oh, I really needed help and I needed to like get some in my team?
One is obviously I said my full-time job. Second is you start to think that, look, yes, you can do everything yourself, but who's going to pay you for your time, right? I mean, if there's something that you can pay for some professional services that can make your job easier, make your business run smoother, go for it. Like get a booking system, for example. We're actually the first studio that has a complete booking system that is fully cashless. Of course, at first, we weren't really sure like if this is gonna work out, but we had to make the choice, right? We had to start, and fair enough. Now, I mean, it's been doing us well for many years already, and more studios are incorporating that, right? So you just, again, whatever help you can get, just do it. You can learn on the go, on the fly, but there's always someone that can do it better than you, and when you're always the most capable person in the room, then you really have to question your team as well, right? So just seek professional help whenever you can. Yeah.
That's right. So would you suggest like young entrepreneurs to start a business alone, or would you rather suggest them to get some partners, or like when do they get their partners, or how do they find their investors?
Okay, this is just my opinion. I from the start, I always knew that I will never do things alone. I never started alone. I feel like collective effort. There's more things that will come from it. Collective minds as well. Of course, having full control is great, but sometimes it's great to also have people who are better than you at certain things and to keep you accountable, so that you're always on your feet, right? So personally, for every business I started, is always with partners, and partners that I firmly do believe in, yeah, and trust. Yes, yep.
And how did the partners actually complement? Do they complement each other, or they just come in as an investors, or?
So I mean, hustle because we are friends, but we all have similar passion. We all have specific skill set that we can bring to the table as well. So, for example, both my partners are much better than me in terms of finances and legal
Yes.
items. So, they're both business owners themselves. So that helped me a lot. Yeah, I'm just a coach. So yeah, so it's always good to have partners that can contribute their expertise into starting and running the business. Yep.
So let's bring it back to Commune.
Yep.
It's a cafe.
Yep.
So when did you started like having this idea to start a cafe?
Well, it was proposed to me. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I always wanted to get into the F&B scene, but I knew I would never do it myself. But if the opportunity like a good opportunity comes my way, then sure. So then just luckily enough, an opportunity came last year when my partner brought it up and asked if I was interested, and I was like, yeah, sure, because I always admire the space that he managed, and he's an operator himself. So yeah, so I knew I have an operator already. I can trust him. He knows the ins and out, and I know this guy's gonna put in a lot of effort because I've seen the effort he put in his current space, in his other space, sorry. Mm-hmm. So that gave me like a confidence booster. Like, okay, I guess the timing is right. Yeah.
So for this business, you are not towards the operation
No.
part, but you're more towards investing
Yeah,
and like
correct.
working together.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so these two are like really different industry. One is F&B and the other one is fitness.
Yep.
How would you like balance those two?
Well, they're similar in the sense of they're both service as well, like and lifestyle based. So I guess that I have a bit of understanding from running the gym. That may or may not help the F&B. So yeah, and also again, because I have a partner that's running operations, so I don't have to. Yeah, I can trust him, and I just give in my input whenever I can. And the good thing is, I think again, most partners can bring something to the table as well, and he really do appreciate our opinion, and we are all very transparent when it comes to operations, making decisions, and we're all very hands-on. So the difference between I actually do enjoy the partnership at the cafe because of how hands-on everyone is, I would say. I guess at the gym, which is again from the start, we already had this understanding because I was more hands-on on operations. But it's kind of nice when you have more people to rely on. Does that make sense?
To talk to
yeah.
and discuss.
And there was more partners as well in the cafe than at the gym. So it is a good feeling. You can rely on people and they can rely on you, and I think that creates a very good relationship moving forward. Yeah.
Okay, so I think when young people, they are like young entrepreneurs, they are starting their business, they should have like a question like, when do I hire my first employee? What would you suggest, and what do you look in the employee or your first hire?
Okay, I guess for the gym, can start with the gym first. I guess the character means a lot to me. Of course, you have to be professional. You have to be patient. You have to be quite understanding as well. Yeah, so that's one thing. Meaning, you cannot have a very big ego when you are a trainer, because you gotta understand that all your clients are different. Just because your way works for you or works for a specific client, it won't work with others. So you have to have that concept of understanding, and you have to be patient, and of course you have to remain professional. So character is everything for me. Like to be honest, your certificate, great, sure. I mean that's just a paper. To be honest with you, nowadays it's so easy to acquire a coaching certificate. You can do it online, and you're already a qualified coach. You're a certified coach, right? To be qualified, that's a different thing. That comes with a lot of effort, and even with that experience, the willingness to learn has to be there. So I was fortunate enough, like most of the coaches I hired are really good people, including yourself. That's something I see. I prioritize over everything is just the right character and the mindset when it comes to this line of work, to be a coach.
Have you had any bad hires, and would you know on the first meet, like, okay, this could be?
I have doubts. Maybe not on coaches, but maybe like part-time trainers and also admin staff. And I wish by having those doubts, I already decided not to hire. But at that time, it was not very easy to hire. There's not many people wanting to get into this industry. Now it's definitely different. There's more and more. There's more options. There's more people like aware of the industry and see that it's something that it's an industry they can grow in. Back then, yes. And I also wish that you fire them faster and hire slower, that kind of stuff. Take your time, find the right person. Maybe you're doing them a favor as well, right? Like, maybe they're better somewhere else. So yeah, definitely made some mistakes. Yeah.
Do you have any tips to hire the right person?
I guess really know what you want and what's best for your organization, I guess. What's best for your community. Again, if I'm looking for the gym, you gotta get this, I guess, the right person that fits your values, and of course your structure in running the space. So I never rush into hiring. I rather take my time, find the right people. I interview a lot, and if I don't feel like they're the right fit, it's okay. Like, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to waste my time as well. And fortunately enough, my partners trust me in the hiring process. So even like the current coach we have has been with us for almost 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. Yeah. He's a really good coach. Of course, people come and go, but I guess you have to. You keep the same standard, you will get the same standard. I guess if you demand the same standards from them, just take your time in hiring.
Okay. So last few questions.
Yeah.
So is work-life balance real for entrepreneurs or just a myth?
I don't think work-life balance even exists. I don't think that is real for anyone, entrepreneur or not. I think contrast is the most important thing, right? If you work hard. If you spend time with your family, you really focus on that. You spend time with your partner, you really focus on that. There's time for everything. I mean, everyone has the same 24 hours, but it's a different 24 hours. Again, I don't say this is the same for everyone, but if you have the capacity, contrast, just put more effort into specific things. It's not going to be balanced. You probably will have 80% work, but that 20% of time left with your loved ones, really give it your all, I would say. And for your own hobbies, your own health, your own well-being, put effort when you can. Even though it's 30 minutes, 1 hour, I'm sure you should be able to do that. But balance, no. No.
So how would you schedule your day? What does your day look like?
I like to structure my day. So of course, first is confirm all my appointments with my clients. Like, I usually do it 48 hours before, but there's always last minute cancellation or changes. But my routine is 48 hours before. Confirm your schedule with your clients. Because I'm doing this a bit more full time coaching. I find it very hard to do it 1 week before. I would prefer it that way, but timing. People come for personal coaching because of the flexibility as well, so I understand that. Then I'll always slot in my my non-negotiable, which is I always train. I'll always make time and effort to train. And it's actually more important than my meals and my rest. Yep.
I agree.
Yep. And then when I'm back home with my partner, just try to focus on her as much as I can. And also when you have any type of social gatherings with your friends and family, yes, yeah, also focus on that. Yeah, so the schedule during the day is just coaching, training. Most of the time, I have no social events throughout the week. Yeah, so when I do, it's usually on weekends, and I try to schedule it on days that I'm not too busy because I want to be able to focus on that.
Yes.
Like, like a day with my family, I did not want to have like, oh, I have to go to coach right now and that kind of stuff. I have to go train right now. I would clear my schedule to focus on that on days that I'm more free and not on days that I'm busy, which is like my Monday to Friday. So Monday to Friday, I have very, very little social events unless it's like a special event.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, one last question. So if someone has 1,000 ringgit and a dream, what would you suggest them to do with the first step?
Save, yeah. Keep saving. Start saving, even a little bit. Just save as much as you can. And if you are a risk taker, maybe invest with whatever amount you can. And hopefully whatever return is still something, right? So yeah, saving and maybe make the right investment, I would say. Yeah.
And how much savings is enough for them to start a business?
Well, fortunately, in KK, it's still relatively affordable to invest in a business that you don't have to be the majority owner or whatnot. So if you start a small kiosk or whatnot, even like a 1,000 to 10,000 is enough for you to kind of partner, right? And why not? Yeah, you might get small return, but it's a start. So again, the barrier of entry to start a business or entrepreneurship here is actually not that hard, and you should take advantage of it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for being part of our story.
Yep.
I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank
Thank
you.
you.